few months already, and my project is mainly about like I feel that the elderly are very lonely at home when like they can't visit their family because maybe they're too frail or like their family don't want to visit them like that. So staying at home, you know, is very boring and very lonely for them. So I decided, okay, why not I create a companion for them. So I created my robot, which is called Peng You, which stands for friend in Chinese. And basically it does exactly what its name is. It's supposed to be a friend, a companion robot to the elderly. So there are two major functions that my robot actually does. So the first function is that it can communicate with the elderly, like as if you're communicating with your friend or communicating with like another human like that. Because you know, let's say we talk to Siri, right, on your phone, or like Google on your phone, right, it's like so automated and like so boring. It's like you're actually speaking to a robot. So I thought, okay, I need to make my robot sound more realistic, sound more human, and sound more friendly. So then I decided, okay, I'm gonna like change up the way. It's gonna be like less formal, so it's gonna be more informal. And yeah, that's the first function of my robot. And then the second function of my robot is actually it is like online communication platform for the elderly. So let's say one day I feel like speaking to somebody else, like okay, I don't want to speak to my robot anymore, I want to speak to like an actual human being. So I can just say, hey Peng You, today I want to speak to somebody who has similar interests as me. I want to speak to somebody who likes anime, you know. So then Peng You will be like, okay, and Peng You will connect me to another elderly or another person who has interest in anime, and it's connect me to that person, and from there we can have a communication, you know. And from there I'll be able to either make new friends or like find new interest in things. So that are the two main functions of my robot. Yeah.
Yes, very good. In this whole process of working on your own project, right, in Lighthouse, what is the one thing that surprised you?
I think right, the one thing that surprised me is actually my target audience. So even though I said that my target audience is the elderly, right, somewhere near to like the end of the project, I actually like found out from someone that when I say elderly, it doesn't mean like the whole spectrum of elderly. There are like different categories of elderlies in the world. So let's say there's this actually this research done on like a few different I think 12 types of elderlies in Singapore. So like to name some, there's the tech-savvy ones, there's the ones that are like very like anti-technology, some who are like disabled lah, you know, so they have to like be on wheelchairs and all this. There are some who like feel very lonely at home and all this. Yeah, so that are just like some type of elderly. And when I read through that research, you know, I found out, okay, so out of all these elderly, right, actually I'm not looking at all 12, but I'm actually targeting more towards like maybe 3 or 4 of these elderlies who fit that certain criteria and that characteristic where it's okay for me to, you know, present my product to them without them feeling offended or like them being like very like disliking the project and not really want to try it at all. Yeah.
At this stage, right, how do you think you'd like to continue on the project, and what is your next step?
Actually, right, I've thought about this, and I think because currently now my product, right, only like speaks to you in English, and because like I want to target it more towards the elderly, and the elderly are more proficient in speaking in their own dialect. So I've thought about like maybe expanding it to more languages, like maybe Cantonese or like Hokkien or Teochew, or even like, you know, just the different dialects in the world, because maybe elderly, they're not as proficient in speaking in English, and they feel more comfortable speaking in their own dialect. So that is really what I was aiming for, to have a robot that makes you feel comfortable to be around, so that, you know, you're comfortable around your friends, right? You don't want to be like uncomfortable between people you call friends like that. So yeah, that's one thing that I want to improve on, and one thing that I can see myself working on in the future on my project.
Do you see yourself working with your target audience, and is there something that you feel that you can collaborate with?
I mean, definitely, because it's amazing if I can have my own target audience, you know, try out my product and tell me like what I have to improve on, because nothing beats like the real thing itself. You know, if I can actually have my target audience, you know, tell me how they feel about this and how they feel like it will how I can improve it to like make it better for them, then I will definitely, go ahead with it and try to change to whatever will meet their needs, because they are my top priority.
So, good that you want to bring it forward. I think you really bring it to fruition and you get it out there. So, this entire experience of Lighthouse and all that, right? For you, what was the most fun thing?
I think the most fun thing for me, right, is actually getting to work with my mentors. Cause through these 2 months, right, we've been through like a lot together. So we had to go through like challenges and solve problems together. And like, I think without my mentors, right, my project would not be able to go as far as it did now. I didn't know anything about RPI until I came in here, and my mentors taught me more about it. So I really feel that is the most memorable part of this whole Lighthouse. Just getting to know my mentors and forming a friendship with them. Yeah.